Good evening. Back from the Cinemark. As you know, as is the case on this podcast, or Popcast, comes straight from the Cinemark to the basement secret underground nostalgia bunker to discuss what we've witnessed. First, let's
before we even get into it, I just want to say I noticed this Cinemark, the little movie rewards club commercial that happens before. There's a consistency era. The one guy with the tattoos all over his face, he has licorice in his mouth, but one time it cuts to him just laughing, no licorice in the mouth, and then it cuts back to the big group shot, licorice in the mouth.
That's what's known as a
consistency era.
Continuity.
The point is, we go so often, I've now realized that in the split second, there's a piece of licorice missing from the man's mouth.
I'll have to check for that next time.
And just before we get into Jurassic World, I feel like it's important to talk about the Odyssey teaser trailer is attached to the beginning.
First time I've seen that.
Well, yeah, because it's like attached to it.
Yeah.
And this is like, you know, I don't want to speak because I don't have the experience, but back in the day, people would go to the theater to watch the Phantom Menace trailer.
That's a true story. I don't know what movie it was attached to, but people went to that movie because it was attached to that movie. And then after that trailer was on, they got up and walked out.
Yeah. And we were running late.
That's hype.
I was worried we missed it, but they attached it to the movie. I mean, it was after the cinema.
It was going to be on there?
Yeah, I heard whispers that the Odyssey.
It wasn't much of a trailer though.
Perfect. It's a year away. I don't need much of a trailer. Next year, yeah. I don't need much of a trailer.
Yeah, you just need to know.
And you know what? The Odyssey, that's been around for what, 2,000 years?
A little bit.
Ancient Greek poem. I don't know what is going on in that movie, you know, and that's how Christopher Nolan does it. That's why you can build anticipation. They don't show the Cyclops. They don't show the mermaids. They don't go and show...
They didn't show us every creature that's going to be in it in the first trailer.
They don't even show every character. They hardly show Odysseus. I mean, it's Matt Damon on a raft.
It was cool. Cool way they did.
And they build up his legend where they're like, oh, is he in prison? Is he rich? What prison could possibly hold him?
We don't know.
Yeah. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Jurassic Park. How dare you attach that trailer to yourself?
Yeah. I'm going to agree with that. Another thing, just some other non-movie related things. Our last podcast for F1.
Whoa, yeah.
We were targeted by YouTube.
Flagged and taken down for a little bit of time.
And taken down for a little bit of time. On the one hand, I'm going to be very critical of them. On the other hand, they did have a button you can dispute the
argument, the claim,
the argument, and within a couple hours they responded. I thought that was just clicking a button for my entertainment. It was never going to be seen by anybody, never reviewed by anybody. But we were censored. Taken down off of YouTube.
And we don't know what it could have been. We have our suspicions.
We have our suspicions.
We won't mention them because we don't want this one to get taken down.
Yes. You know, if you watch that one, there's
quite a bit in there.
There's two, maybe. I think there's two.
Not in that one. We were surprised 28 years later did it get taken down because at one point we say, you know what they should have done to that island? Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Very blatantly.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that was a word that could be flagged. I think we uttered two words that could have gotten flagged in this other one, so they just automatically take it down. It said medical misinformation. I don't even know if I should say that. But I don't know what I just said.
Yeah, we don't know.
I take it back what I just said. That was the reasoning they gave. So you can watch that and see what happens for yourself. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
And also special shout out to Brian.
Oh, Brian Staley, good friend from back in the day. Brian Staley, thanks for commenting, liking, and
support.
Yeah, thanks for support.
Brian.
Yeah. And then the other. I don't even know if we can say there's a spoiler-free and a non-spoiler-free section of this.
Have you watched the trailer?
If you watch the trailers, there's no spoilers to be had. But
if you haven't watched,
you know.
Maybe go to the theater, grab a Coke, grab a
couple
popcorn,
more things.
Go back to your house and watch
the trailers. Just watch the trailers over. You'll save.
Or watch Jurassic Park from 1990.
Yeah. So what has been, obviously there's how many movies, Jurassic Park?
This is 7.
7 movies. What has been your favorite clip, memory, scene, coolest thing you've witnessed in a Jurassic Park?
Well, when I was a wee child, we had the Jurassic Park trilogy box set.
Wow.
Oh, I should have brought it. We still have it.
We should have it sitting right here.
It opens up. It's like the gates. It opens up.
Oh, that's cool.
One on each panel. What do you mean? You probably bought it.
I probably bought it. I probably didn't know it was coming. You opened it for Christmas. I was like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah. And Jurassic Park, top 5 movie of all time for me as a kid. Probably top 3. That and Terminator 2 I remember watching quite a bit.
That's a great one, too.
And we had another cool case for that one. It was a slip cover with the
that.
T-800.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But, I mean, it's the classic T-Rex first appearance in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that you can't.
Stomping out in the rain. And that was like an animatronic. That was a real, like, thing that was really there.
No, I think one of the big thing that...
No, that was...
The giant one?
The giant one in the rain was real.
No, he was not.
Yes, dude, what are you talking about?
That was like the first
No, like I know
usage
for
of
a
CGI.
fact he was, the one in the rain is real.
The whole body.
Yes, it's really there. They intercut it with CGI, but when he does that famous roar in the rain, that's a real animatronic.
Baloney.
Dude, that's like a fact.
It looks real. Like really real.
Okay.
Why wouldn't they have that? That thing should be touring the country then. And scaring little kids.
I already can't. Dude, that's what I'm saying. It was made in 1993. You think CGI looked like that?
No, but that was like one of the big selling points of that movie, that it was...
You can tell when there's CGI in that
Alright,
movie.
but obviously that is one of the great scenes of all time. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's rain, there's a T-Rex, there's that wall, there's the 2 people, there's movement.
Kids are getting stuck in the mud, there's flare.
The Jeep's upside... That was one of the great movies, or one of the great
glass
scenes.
breaks,
Yeah.
and again, that's real as well.
I reckon that probably is.
The T-Rex is real in that scene. Everybody knows that. It would mess up because it got so wet.
That's Jaws. That's a shark in Jaws.
No, that's the thing in the T-Rex, because they were like, oh my gosh, it's possessed by dinosaur spirits. Because we're meddling with matters we can't handle.
That's probably true. Alright, but that is one of the great all-time scenes, and that's part of the problem for Jurassic Park, I think, as a franchise. You're never going to come.
But I'll say this as well.
You're never going to top that.
Yeah, and even those raptors, that famous kitchen scene, they try to redo it in this.
They tried it. This is this is a complaint for this movie and this franchise. They keep trying to reproduce the same things. You're right. They try to do it in this.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing on. I don't know how you can't top that original movie in terms of dinosaur action. You could just make stuff up you could have a guy sitting at a computer and make something up. But the problem with that is it doesn't feel as real as those first 3 did. Jurassic World had quite a bit of animatronics in there mixed with the CGI, which I think helps it. Same with the second Jurassic World. This one is not a puppet, not an animatronic in sight, and that kills it. Never once was I in a feeling of suspense or these people are in danger because the dinosaurs are just CGI, and you feel that.
But I felt like throughout too, the dinosaurs were dumber.
Because there's no velociraptor.
The people were dumber, but the T-Rex chasing them in the river, and he kept missing. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, he's the apex hunter.
Apex predator.
He's not missing those. Yeah.
Oh, also in the river, he wakes up and disappears behind the raft.
That
the raft apparently.
The raft blows up. She throws it down.
You see that in the final trailer.
Not even Batman could move that quick.
But a giant dinosaur disappears, and then he's just casually drinking water, kind of half turned behind him, and they're making all this noise, jumping in the raft, and he just doesn't seem to care. That's what I mean.
All right, we're going to pinpoint this scene for right now. This is the raft scene. This has been long anticipated by Jurassic Park fans since the original book, Michael Crichton, which he has a reference, Crichton Middle School at the very beginning, the school bus are passing. One more little reference. The lawyer guy, he shows up to Duncan, Mahershala Ali's character, and he's in like a white suit and the white hat and the glasses, which reminded me of Newman's character with the lawyer from Jurassic Park, Dotson. We got Dotson here, Dotson. That was a little bit of a homage outfit to that. But back to the raft scene. This is something Michael Crichton had in the original book. They couldn't pull it off any time until now, I guess. I mean, in the first one, they couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, because they were using real dinosaurs.
You can't put a T-Rex underwater and whatnot. And disappointing sequence, and unfortunately as well, for someone who grew up loving the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the only T-Rex we get in this, and he's made a fool of.
He is made a fool of. Like I say, first of all, he doesn't notice the raft blows up in front of him, and supposedly that what wakes him up. But he doesn't care. It. Then here's
the other thing. I was thinking about this in the theater. This is a world with dinosaurs. They're out and about somewhat. You would think rule number one, by the way, if you ever come across a T-Rex. If you do
happen to come across a T-Rex.
And I get we don't know if that's true in real life. But
in their world,
in Jurassic Park, that's the rule. Don't move. That would be like taught in school to kindergartners. Like in Florida, they teach kids how to deal with alligators and crocodiles. They would teach that in school to the world.
I'm gonna go a step further with this. You know how there's a meme out that they show quicksand from all the old TV shows? Because when I was a kid, everybody's getting caught in quicksand. Batman, caught in quicksand. Little House on the Prairie, always caught in quicksand. Somehow everybody's always getting caught in quicksand. There's a meme that says, I thought quicksand would be a much bigger issue in my future. Or stop, drop, and roll. They say the same thing.
Yeah, if you're
I really thought I was going to be on fire a lot more when I grew up because every day they were teaching. It's the same thing in Jurassic Park. You would think zoo breakouts would be more of an issue in our world. Because these dinosaurs are under tops, like triple lock. They're always escaping. The thing always breaks down. You think that zoo breakouts would be a big issue in our world if you
watch the Jurassic Park movie, like, oh my gosh, I would hate to go to the zoo. A tiger might get out and kill everyone.
Yeah, because it's
like
they're totally just it's a free for all
facility run by the government in a Snickers wrapper.
Blows up the door.
And it's downhill from there. What? But you know what I mean? Like you would be taught. If you come across a T-Rex, don't move. Or it'd be common knowledge. Like, it's common knowledge for us.
Yeah, right. It's common knowledge. We only just seen 3 movies. Yeah, like you say, at this point, dinosaurs have been out in the world. There's got to be documentaries.
Yeah.
I mean, people, I think, in that movie would be as familiar with dinosaurs as we are with zoo animals.
Yeah. You know about bears.
Running, yeah.
If it's brown, lay down. So, if it's a T-Rex, and they're all moving, and that's their thing. They're doing the silent thing, and it's like, are you guys stupid? You're waving your arms around.
Yeah, waving their arms, they're yelling.
He moves, he sees, just stay still.
Something.
I don't know.
Then again, okay, so then he chases them through the water. Can't get any of them. It's the worst, most unathletic predator T-Rex on the planet. Then,
granted, there might only be 5 of them, but
he's the worst one. He did not make it through gym. He did not pass gym class with an A. But then they're in the river, and there's 2 rocks, and of course the T-Rex chases them. It's not a cave. It's just
it's like a pillar. Like
2 rocks. Of course, the T-Rex can't get his head through there. Again, apex predator. This is his world. Go over top. He just, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't know. Over top, go around.
I feel like there was a lot as well. Too many characters live in this movie.
Marshall. Let's go back to the beginning of that. You can pick out who's living and dying.
Yeah, there's one guy that's not speaking English.
You know.
See ya, buddy.
There's only one guy that's on the bubble.
Speaking in subtitles.
There's only you're done. You might as well put a red shirt on. But you can see there's no mystery. That guy's not making it. That guy's not making it. That guy's not making it.
Yeah, and I feel like there also was too many characters. They make it a point that Marshall Lee's character, Duncan, he lost his son, and then right at the end he's so concerned about these kids who he spent no time with because they get separated. At the beginning of the movie, like they're split into 2 groups on the island. You would think, oh, let's have him let's have their dad die immediately in the first Mosasaurus attack. Duncan swings by and saves him because he goes, oh, there's a kid on the radio. We need to go get them. That's what pushes him to go get them. He jumps off after the girl to save her because she falls off, the young girl. And he's in charge of the kids. He's like Alan Grant because that's his character arc, supposedly. He lost his kid. And then at the end, he's like, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to protect you. And I get, yeah, you don't need an arc to do that. But it would have been nice to have him helping those kids throughout the movie. Because he doesn't really do much.
Instead of just a one-off at the end.
Yeah, because he doesn't really do much because Scarlett Johansson's character and the main, like, doctor nerdy guy, they're doing the majority of stuff, which is fine because they should, because those are your two main characters. But you could have gave Duncan
that
more
job
to do by killing off their dad right away.
But if you're going to have that exposition,
you got to pay it off. And that was the other thing, I didn't like that exposition one bit between Scarlett Johansson and Duncan.
It's pretty forced.
Yeah, and the music was off. There was a much better moment, like a scene later, with, again, Scarlett Johansson's character, Dr. Loomis. Was that his name? Or was that the guy from Halloween?
That's the guy from Halloween. Might have also been this. I don't know.
Yeah. But there's like a nicer moment. She's sitting and she's crying, and he comes out and he's like, oh, can I join you? They have a little bit of a back and forth.
That felt more real. That felt better.
And you could have added a little bit more to it, and they had the right music. They had that Jurassic Park, that slower Jurassic Park music, where the music in the other scene was like weird to me. I don't know. That's just something I noticed. There was a lot too about the equator. I understand they live next to the equator. The first 20 minutes of this movie, they probably mentioned that the dinosaurs live on the equator.
They did over-explain that.
Times.
Like they had to explain it to each character.
Everybody
three
knows.
Different times.
Well, who cares?
These, like they had to explain it to the family too.
Yeah, but there's like an animation for it. You like are animating, oh, well, all the dinosaurs can live next to cold climate, so they went to the equator. Oh, when you go to the equator, well, all the dinosaurs live at the equator. It's said in the opening, there's like a title crawl, sort of, in between a cold opening and the actual movie. There's like a little bit of, what is that, like writing, you know? They mention it in the writing too. So by 5 minutes in, I understand.
I got it. Plus, yeah, right. You wouldn't be explaining it to these people. They live in that world. All right, there were dinosaurs about 10 years ago. They've all ended up at the equator because they're all dying.
Yeah, and you say all that in that opening crawl, and then you just have the characters say it out loud.
Yeah.
In the movie, but you don't need. Okay, so get rid of the opening crawl or get rid of the characters saying it. And I'd rather get rid of the characters saying it, so we can get busy with the dinosaurs a lot sooner.
Yeah, there's just nothing new. There's nothing new in this movie. The dinosaurs are cool. Scarlett Johansson.
She's still got it, ladies and gentlemen. In case you're wondering, she's still got it. Love her.
But yeah.
And I did like her chemistry with the nerdy guy.
That was good.
I liked Marsha Ali's chemistry with the nerdy guy too. They have a little scene where they're walking through the river.
Yeah,
and they're going back and forth. It just feels like there's too many characters. You have 3 kids with a dad.
That whole storyline almost,
You could get rid of it, because I don't care about them either.
No, you never do care about them. The girl finds a baby dinosaur, makes no sense. She's terrified of dinosaurs. That's said from the beginning, because she won't even say the word dinosaur. Then they have to tell her, no, it's not one of those. All of a sudden she's carrying around a baby dinosaur. You think that all those adults would let her take the baby dinosaur? That scientist wouldn't, because he said it was a sin to kill a dinosaur. So they're going to take the
slow death.
Yeah, you're taking them back away from the equator.
Yeah, there's a lot. You could cut that whole thing. What is this, like 2-hour movie?
2 hours, 13 minutes, I think.
Cut that out. Save us some time. Don't ruin the T-Rex. And that's the only time you see T-Rex was that.
I don't know. The worst T-Rex of the series.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot wrong with it, and he tried to bring a lot back. People like the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. I guess you might have brought them back a little bit. I mean, they're in there, but it wasn't as cool as that one in Jurassic Park 3. And I get you're trying to make it more accurate. Like that one in Jurassic Park 3, man, he was a menace. Remember when he ate that phone and it was ringing?
Oh, yeah. So
then they go, oh, I heard your phone, and they turn, and the Spinosaurus is standing there.
That was cool.
And again, Oh, okay. I don't get how this series and franchise was built on animatronics and puppets with the use of CGI, and then this one, CGI everything. Don't ever do that again. I had no sense of these people are in danger, and comparing that to all I could think was we just saw F1 Sunday. That was exhilarating.
That's another thing.
And there's a sense of exhilaration coming from the fact that you can tell Brad Pitt is driving that vehicle. Probably not 250 miles per hour. That'd be ridiculous. But he is driving it to a degree, and that adds to it. Mission Impossible, another one. Yes, Tom Cruise is not at the bottom of the whatever that trench is in the ocean, but there is water there.
He's underwater.
There's underwater. They're moving that thing around. He's hanging on that plane. That adds so much to it. And again, you're not going to get a real dinosaur.
I don't know if adds is even the right word. It makes the difference.
It totally
doesn't add to it. Using CGI detracts from reality. Those are real. So you're not adding anything. That's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
CGI, you're just detracting from reality.
And all the dinosaurs are CGI. And again, that scene from Jurassic Park, I know it's real. I know it's the animatronic. Don't listen to him, ladies and gentlemen.
But
he's a confused old man. Okay,
it's just a way better scene. It's shot better. The music's better. The tension's better. You got rain and mud and cars. I mean, all that's obviously real.
Yeah, and then you have moments where the T-Rex is real, and you know that, and that's why you remember. You're not going to remember anything from this movie.
Because going back to that, there was one or two shots where it's really obvious that the guys aren't quite looking in the right direction.
In that scene?
In this movie tonight.
Yeah,
I think when he shot a flare or something early on, they're not looking at the right thing. It's off. So that
it is just, I just don't get how no one can. I don't get how no one's
there. Let's talk about the big one at the end. The big
ridiculous.
So they got this big mutant dinosaur.
The D-Rex is what they call it.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Xenomorph, 4 arms, might be some gorilla in there.
Might be some gorilla.
T-Rex. The point is, it's a freak, okay? He went full out with this freak. I want to put that in here before we go, because I want to come back to how this is a freak of nature. Mutant dinosaur that they pushed.
And it comes out in this movie. At the beginning, I don't know if it was really that big either, because it was in that cage and it ate that guy.
Yeah.
But let's go to the end of the movie, because he's been on the island for 10 years or whatever, so maybe he got gigantic. There's a helicopter coming, and it's not landing, and it's not on the ground.
It's not for like the Vietnam troops to deploy. It's like flying.
It's flying in. All of a sudden, out of the mist, this gigantic dinosaur.
Well, they set it up too, where doctor character, it like
goes in the background,
him, and it's huge. It's huge. Massive.
Yeah, it's Godzilla size. And then it comes out of the mist, and it's got the helicopter in its mouth.
Clenching its jaw, like the majority of a helicopter.
But even, I don't know how much of it's in its mouth, but the thing is, the helicopter's not that big compared to him.
Oh, yeah. He's eating it. Yeah, it's in his mouth.
The whole helicopter is maybe as big as his head.
Yeah.
Probably not. That gives you an idea of what size we're talking about.
Yeah, it's massive.
Huge.
And I was
it's Godzilla size.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, so the T-Rex isn't coming out to fight this thing, because there's just no way it would
just step on him. Yeah, it would just step on him or bite his whole body in half.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, for reasons unknown, the thing's back to T-Rex size. In fact, it picks up a guy in his hand, and the guy is like bigger than the helicopter was in comparison.
Yeah, it is baffling. It was immediate to me, and I go, oh, this is a second one. It had a baby. There's like, because it was so.
I was just like, this is bad.
It was so completely.
It's two different
disproportionate
yes.
in size from shot to shot. I genuinely was like, oh, this is a second one that's attacking these people right now.
I just don't...
Because the first one ate the helicopter out of the sky.
The helicopter out of the sky. The helicopter's flying, and this thing's so big that apparently the blades don't even bother it.
Yeah.
It just bit the thing out of the sky and had it in its mouth like a dog toy.
Yeah, and then
It was like this big. And then all of a sudden he picks up a guy, and the guy is...
about the same size as the helicopter. In proportion to him.
About the same size, in proportion to the dinosaur. Made no sense. And I don't know how somebody that's making this movie doesn't go, "Did you guys see that? What? The helicopter's as big as the guy. There's something...
Two different dinosaurs we got going here.
Let's at least have the giant one walk by in the background or something to make it to correct us." I don't know.
Yeah, that was horrible. To me, I mean, literally, I was like, oh, this is the second one. This has to be a second one.
It was not a second one.
No, it's the same one.
one.
And then I think it even got smaller because they're all standing on a dock.
Yeah, I think it did even get smaller because they're all on the dock and he's on the dock.
And it's not cruise
I don't
ship
even know.
dock.
I don't even know.
A raft dock.
I don't even know if he's as big as the T-Rex at that point.
No. And it kept getting smaller. I was like, oh, the T-Rex is going to come out here and fight this thing because they keep making him smaller and smaller. But no, I just don't even know how that passed. Like you said, I don't get... I mean, there's got to be somebody, or when you're animating it, how aren't you...
Yeah, there's like
chart next to you or something. It's got to be this big. Yeah, and I have a problem with a lot of the sizes of these things. I never feel any sort of like, wow, this thing is huge.
No.
There's a Titanosaurus, which is just supposed to be a Brachiosaurus, the ones with the long necks, on steroids.
That was stupid too, though.
The Titanosaurus, I think, is a reference to famous Godzilla villain Titanosaurus from 1973's Terror of Mechagodzilla, because he has those same fins.
Oh, yeah.
And Gareth Edwards directed this movie and directed Godzilla 2014.
What?
And that's what I want to get to with scale-wise. Usually he is phenomenal with scale. Godzilla 2014, he's massive. Gareth Edwards did Star Wars Rogue One, and a lot of the Death Star in that movie and Star Destroyers, they feel huge because he's able to somehow create the CGI thing, the Death Star, and it floats in front of a planet and eclipses the planet, or the Star Destroyer sits above whatever. I mean, if you go back and watch that movie, you know what I'm talking about, where it's just the scale is really felt on whether it be Godzilla or the Death Star or his latest one, The Creator, if you remember that one, where there's a giant...
That was cool.
Thing's giant in the sky. And even if we walked out of that movie, we're like, how did anybody lose that? It was so big towards the end. And none of that scale is felt at all in this movie. The Titanosaurs are supposed to be huge, and they just kind of rise out of this tall grass.
Again, yeah. They're huge. They're gigantic, rising in the sky. These guys are basically in a cornfield. Scarlett Johansson, who's probably, let's say she's 6 foot. She's clearly not. She's taller than the thing.
Yeah,
so the
right.
stuff is at 5 foot. She's clearly not 6 foot, so it's really probably 4.5 feet at best, this cornfield they're in. These creatures,
they're supposed to be the biggest.
they're gigantic.
Yeah.
There's no way, even if they were laying on their side trying to hide.
You couldn't.
But also, there's so many of them, the grass or whatever it is, the corn stalks would be squished. You could tell that there was something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that to me was stupid. It's like these things all of a sudden they start standing up and you're like, what, were they shrinking and then growing? Yeah. But even that whole scene, them dinosaurs were stupid. They had like trying to make an Avatar thing going on. They had these super long tails that were looping around each other like they were...
Yeah, and
it was stupid.
But this also goes, what I realized as well, another moment from that iconic Jurassic Park scene. The water's on the dash. The T-Rex is approaching. The T-Rex has so much mass to it that it's shaking the ground, it's shaking the car, the ripples are in the water. Which they did with a guitar under there. Little fun movie fact for you.
What'd they do?
They put a guitar under the dashboard and strummed it so that
water. They couldn't just have somebody over there going like that.
No, Steven Spielberg didn't want that. but no footsteps of any dinosaurs have any
Right, this gigantic, no.
Shake the whole camera when that thing steps. I mean, they're like walking up to it. They would be like shaking on the ground. These things are so big, every step they take would shake the ground they're on. The D-Rex, he's walking, they're moving with sleight of foot. Nothing is making a noise in this movie. These are giant animals that aren't walking on their tiptoes. I don't get how no one goes, no, the T-Rex is right next to her. She would be aware that it stood up and walked. No, the D-Rex is the size of Godzilla. It's walking behind him. Even if it's a mile away, he would feel that.
He didn't notice it, right?
No.
It was sneaking, apparently. Even though it wasn't trying to sneak because it wasn't aware of him either.
Yeah.
It was just walking around.
Yeah, and the Titanosaurus, like you said, there's herd of 100 of them. This island must be huge, not to mention if there's 100 of these dinosaurs walking around. But there's no vibrations to their footsteps, which I think, again, takes away from the scale element. There's no sound. There's no, when they roar or anything, you don't get a sense of sound to it. And again, you come out of F1 where you're in the cockpit with Brad Pitt. You hear the motors, you hear the little gaskets backfire. All of that has so much noise that it adds to the scene of, these guys really are driving and you are in that moment. Where the dinosaur footsteps don't even shake a little bit of the ground.
Well, I could understand if you're going to lose that stuff if you're going to go full on into just dinosaurs eating people.
Yeah.
But if you're going to play it this way where it's supposed to be suspenseful and...
Or majestic. We're doing the Brachiosaurus. I see it for the first time again.
Right. We've seen it a dozen times. 8 times now. So I don't think you can go back to that well. We're not astounded by the dinosaurs in the field anymore. First time Jurassic Park, everybody was like, oh, wow, that's...
Yeah.
Just because you've never seen it that way. You've always seen stop motion animation dinosaurs, which were clearly stop motion animation dinosaurs up to that point. So it was, you were in awe yourself, and then the characters portrayed that on the screen. But now, we're 8 movies in, 7 movies, 8?
7.
We're not astounded by the dinosaurs anymore. You have to do something different.
Yeah.
And the people wouldn't even be either, would they? Again,
I'll say this, though. They make it like, oh, nobody's fascinated by dinosaurs. Real life dinosaurs. Give me a break. First of all, if there's still zoos open in modern day America, you better believe people be fascinated by a dinosaur.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that.
Are
they just going to the zoo to see the bears again?
Yeah, give me a break.
Come on. Yeah.
A dinosaur? Are you kidding me? But I just feel like Gareth Edwards usually does sense of scale.
He probably got. This is a big budget movie, and so they probably.
But he did Godzilla and Star Wars. I just don't get how that got lost. I don't get how, we got to shake the camera a little bit when this thing steps, at least at the beginning.
Yeah, that's like filmmaking 101.
Yeah, I don't know. No sense of sound whatsoever.
Yeah, so, I don't know. So, if we're going into grades, if we start with the Thunderbolts, if we consider that the start. One other thing, though. The movie theater was packed.
Unbelievable. This is going to make $1 billion easily. I can't even. They clapped at the end. People
clapped at the end of the movie.
And that is a direct contrary to what they're trying to sell us in these movies. Nobody's into dinosaurs anymore. Okay, I've never seen a more packed theater in the past since the last Jurassic Park.
Literally, it was packed.
Yeah.
If there were, what would you say? The theater was probably 90% full.
Easily. People love dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's a shame this is a movie you gave them. Because again, you're the only people doing dinosaurs.
You're the only dinosaur in town.
You own a monopoly. And that, one more thing. How I mentioned the D-Rex is a freak of mutant nature. It's got 4 arms and whatnot. Okay, if that's what you're doing in this movie, you're on an experimental island. Give us some more of that. They do the raptors. At the beginning, they're showing little cases. Some got 2 heads. One looked like just a griffin from Greek
Bring
mythology.
those guys out.
Yeah,
That's what I want to see.
You bring out like these weird vultures that I guess are supposed to be raptor flying.
They weren't even
half-breeds.
weird. They were just.
Yeah, they just kind of were like, oh,
It's another flying dinosaur.
Yeah,
Nothing.
You know what? The raptor with 2 heads.
Yeah,
A raptor with like 6 legs. There's some weird mutated pack running around.
That's what I mean. If you're gonna try and do the old Jurassic Park again, then you gotta have some real effects. You gotta have the shaking glasses. You gotta have all that kind of tension building things. If you're gonna go mutant island dinosaurs, then go full in. Give us some mutant dinosaurs.
I think
give us some crazy stuff.
Yeah. And that's the problem with these Jurassic World movies. They're too afraid to
go all in.
Real consequences and go all in. Like the one, the dinosaurs around in the world. That was like the end of the last trilogy. No, they're actually all back on the islands. They moved back to the islands. Okay, see, what are we doing here? Throw those guys out in the world. Let's see what happens. Or you're gonna have a third secret mutant island.
Come on, we can't.
Why is the T-Rex a regular T-Rex? Why am I looking at
it? It's just the same movie as the first 3, and I get lost in them. But second one, people end up going to the island, and then they gotta get off the island. Third one, we're gonna send some army guys in there. What were they going there for?
Those people tricked Alan Grant into going because their son went missing.
Yeah. That's what that was. A whole mission. Weren't they trying to capture dinosaurs at one point?
That was the second one.
All right.
They
the
keep going back to these islands.
It's just the same story. These people had to go, and I'll tell you what bothered me right from the beginning. We need a blood sample from one that flies, one that swims, and one that's on the land. It was so video game-ish.
Yeah, and you could easily give
video
that a
game
pass.
quest. I could have gave it a pass,
but
if the rest, okay, that's cool.
And some of the setup was cool. There's got to rappel down that mountain to get in that ancient cave. I was kind of like, oh, this would be cooler if Indiana Jones was doing this. If it was Indiana Jones on this island, that would have been sweet. But
they should have had it. That.
I don't know.
Total sidetrack here. They should have made like 10 Indiana Jones movies with Harrison Ford in his prime.
Yeah, Steven
They should have
Spielberg
been pumping them out.
I'm surprised it never crossed Steven Spielberg's mind after he directed Jurassic Park '93.
Indiana Jones with dinosaurs. He goes to a lost island.
Or instead of writing the second Jurassic Park movie with Ian Malcolm, I want to have Indiana Jones go. I want to have Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park.
Break the timeline. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean, yeah, you had 3 good Indiana Jones movies, then.
Yeah, 3 good ones. What were they? Temple of Doom.
Last Crusade and Raiders.
No, Temple of Doom, Dial of Destiny. What was that?
Shut up.
King of Crystal Skull. 3 good Indiana Jones movies.
He's obviously either on crack.
That first one was a little iffy. I can't believe they made a second one.
Oh,
Glad they
God.
did. Then they got to a third one. They found their stride in
Raiders
those
of the
later
Lost
movies.
Yeah, those are.
They really.
They're
found their
almost
Indiana Jones
unspeakable
stride.
to me. They're almost unspeakable. They're Rocky 5-esque.
Really found their stride in those later movies.
Trash. Straight trash. So anyway, there's just nothing new in this movie. If you like dinosaurs, if you like Jurassic Park, you're not going to see anything new. It's kind of cool.
But it's just not enough.
It's not
a big enough leap.
So anyway, yeah. It was somehow I started this thought. If you go back to Thunderbolt as the beginning of the summer movie season, we've seen Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible, 28 Days Later, 28 Years Later, F1, and now this.
I think there's one more we saw in there.
Probably. Well, Predator, but that was on.
Oh yeah.
That was TV. I would put this below.
Oh yeah, it's definitely at the bottom.
It's definitely at the bottom. It's Predator in this. I mean, I don't really count Predator. It was animated. We didn't see it at the theater. If you go without that, it's the worst of the ones we've seen.
It might be better than 28 Years Later. I don't know though.
Yeah,
that 28 Years Later.
It was at
these
least
were
different.
both so disappointing.
They were disappointing, but 28 Years Later, I thought at least they tried something. It was different. Had some cool things that were not in other zombie movies. Yeah. I saw something new. I saw something different.
Yeah.
Wasn't a huge fan, but they tried. This is just a rehash of every Jurassic Park movie you've ever seen. We gotta go to the island. We gotta get off the island. We gotta go to the island. Stuff goes sideways.
Yeah.
We're fighting dinosaurs, pretty much same ones. And the other thing that adds to the disarray is that I saw literally every dinosaur. There was no new dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I saw them all
Very
in the trailer.
disappointing.
Saw them all in the trailer. I'm convinced that if Sixth Sense were to come out at this time period, in the trailer, it would be revealed that Bruce Willis was dead. And he was a ghost.
Oh, for sure.
That would be revealed in the trailer. There'd be no point to go to the movie.
There's
Where it really crossed the line and it started this trend was in that Terminator movie when they showed that John Connor was a Terminator. That's like your whole twist of the whole movie. And you put it out in a trailer?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
There's a trailer for the movie Hail Mary. Did you end up watching that?
No.
It's based on a book, and it's the first trailer for it. Ryan Gosling is the main guy. The trailer came out, I was going to watch it. Thankfully, I saw somebody say, don't watch the trailer. I read the book. Huge, like one of the bigger twists in the book is revealed in the first trailer.
In the first trailer.
And I'm thinking, how do you have a job in marketing? Ryan Gosling's in this movie. The movie bros love Ryan Gosling. In fact, I've seen a bunch of edits already of this trailer. Oh, new personality is coming out. My new personality. They made another movie about me because they all think they're Ryan Gosling from Drive, mostly. And so you have Ryan Gosling, the Ryan Gosling film bro audience.
Right.
And then you have the book audience. Those are two very different people.
You're setting yourself up for success.
Yeah. You don't need to show anything in the trailer. You need to have Ryan Gosling turn to the camera and give a thumbs up. And then have the Hail Mary based on the book.
What is this about?
I don't know. I didn't want to watch the trailer. It's like a sci-fi. He's sent into space because their planet is dying.
Seems like I would know. Oh, it's based on a book, not a true story.
Yeah. Oh, my life. Yeah, what I did last year, Ryan Gosling film bro. I was in Drive.
See, I think the Fantastic Four movie. I don't think you ever had to show that. Is her name Sue Richards?
Sue Storm.
Sue Storm.
Richards.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you had to show that she's pregnant. Not that that's necessarily a big plot twist, but it'd be cool to go in that movie and go, oh, dang, look at that.
They're going to introduce Franklin Richards.
Yeah.
The most powerful being in the universe.
I don't think you had to show that. There's no reason to show it in the trailers. Other than,
And there is another trailer that I'm thankful hasn't been shown in front of any of the movies so far.
Yeah, I don't want to see any more
It's
about
like the
it.
final trailer, and I'm like, I don't really know what could be in here at this point other than them revealing Galactus, which they haven't done yet.
They just show that foot coming down.
Yeah.
Which, just leave it at that.
Absolutely
Don't
perfect.
show it
I don't
in the
need to
trailer.
see. I didn't even need to see Silver Surfer, to be honest.
Yeah.
I get it. Silver Surfer comes with Galactus. They're a package.
So, I don't know. So, if we're rating this thing, I think the lowest rating I've given so far is this 8.
A 5. I mean, I was like, yeah.
You're always harsher than me.
Well, yeah, because it was like, I'm maybe a 6.
I went in with low expectations. I got exactly what I thought was going to happen.
I love that.
I've seen everything in the trailers. I've seen this movie 4 times before. So I had lower expectations. 6 or 7.
5, maybe a 6.
So there you go. If you need to take a break between F1 and Superman,
take it now.
Take it now because go just watch Jurassic Park 1 again.
Yeah. Or Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World.
Jurassic World superior to this. See that was a different setting at least. All right, the park is actually open.
And it's thriving.
Makes no sense because we can't keep these things contained.
One does break out.
How we got the park up and running without another containment break, nobody knows. But take your break now. Go see Superman next week. And then is it 2 weeks?
A week. And then Fantastic Four.
This is like a job now, man. I'm trying to...
Happy Gilmore comes out in that week. Happy Gilmore and Eddington.
And who?
Eddington.
What's that?
Looks kind of rad.
I'm eating popcorn and giant pop every week now. I don't know what's going on.
But yeah.
So there you have it. That's our take. Let us know your favorite Jurassic Park moments. If you went and saw this, let us know what you think.
And you can like it if you want.
You can like it if you want. I mean, it's not unlikable. It's just, it's just not. There's nothing new. That's all. It's nothing new. Nothing new. I don't think. So, like, follow, share, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, eBay, Facebook. Comment.
Yeah, comment. Comment your favorite.
Comment your favorite Jurassic Park moment.
Or your ranking of all Jurassic Park movies.
Or your ranking.
Or your favorite dinosaur. You know what?
Throw
something.
What's your favorite dinosaur when you were a kid? Remember them little packs of dinosaurs, figures? They all were just different colors. Remember those?
Yeah.
That's before your
like
time?
Like the little ones like that big?
I don't know. They were like Army Man. You know, like you could buy a bag of Army Men. You could buy a bag of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Saber-tooth tiger was the best one.
Oh,
they were
mammoth. There's a mammoth in them too.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't you do Jurassic Park Ice Age? A mammoth and a saber-tooth. And a Neanderthal.
How has there not been a saber-tooth tiger?
What if they try to bring back a Neanderthal and he goes wild?
Remember Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger? That you probably
I don't remember that. But are you guys
It had a
serious?
Cyclops and a saber-tooth tiger.
Okay, double whammy here.
Ray Harryhausen. I know you guys have seen that. That was one of the best
Double whammy here.
movies.
Another free idea like my Days of Thunder sequel.
Oh, no, here we go.
It's
I thought I thought this was over.
No, listen. It'd be they bring back a Neanderthal. It's a Cyclops because it's mutated, and it goes berserk.
Yeah, give us that. How do you not have a saber-tooth tiger in this series, though?
Wait,
Has it been determined that's not a real thing or something?
what do you mean?
A saber-tooth tiger.
Those are real.
Then why
brought
has there
back
not
a
been
direwolf in real life?
Yeah, so why has there not been a
giant animal.
saber-tooth tiger in Jurassic Park?
Because people don't want to think. They don't want to stretch their little pea brains. They go, the T-Rex works.
Saber-tooth tiger is clearly the best.
Could you imagine
creature.
one of those tearing it up? They think they're going to get attacked by velociraptors. All of a sudden, you hear that, and all of a sudden,
I mean, it could be
tiger comes out.
huge. You know,
Yeah, it would be. I think they are pretty big
Yeah.
back in the day. Or a mammoth.
So you never saw Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger?
No.
I saw that at theaters.
What are some other ice age animals? Some
Woolly
weird
mammoth, caveman.
There's got to be like
saber-tooth
another.
tiger. Maybe they just never. You know, they never did woolly mammoth either. I mean, that's pretty lame. But
That's
was he in the
something.
dinosaur era?
He was in the ice age. I'm saying you just. You clearly don't know what to do with these movies because you're doing mutated dinosaurs.
I mean, you can't. You can't do another Jurassic Park after this.
No.
You have to do something. I mean, you can't go back to another island. You can't have the amusement park, and you can't have the creatures running around in the city because you said they can't live there. There's barely any left. They're at the equator.
The only option is to do what we discussed last week that might have got us flagged.
Yeah.
By saying,
Lizard
this
people.
is a cure. Not a cure. This is something to inject in your body.
Careful what you're saying here.
And they turn into dinosaurs.
But why would we need the cure? Or are you giving the dinosaurs a cure?
No, you're giving the people. This heals disease. This heals severe disease. It's out for everybody, which was a point in this movie.
Yeah.
Everybody can take it.
But
People start taking it, and then they all of a sudden start turning
They're
into
not gonna go
dinosaur
there.
mutants. That's your only option.
Lizard, and then it's lizard people.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes, but lizard people. Planet of the Lizard People.
Yeah, it's not. They're not lizard people. They're dinosaur people.
Same thing. Dinosaur people.
Planet of the
Slee
dinosaurs.
Stacks from
Land before
Land
of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. Did you ever see the original show of that?
No,
You just
but
saw
me
the
and
Will
Gavin
Ferrell.
Baum watched the Will Ferrell one quite a bit. What's it? Shagga. There's some weird little
Chaka.
We always got a good laugh on that. Chaka.
They should bring Chaka into the Jurassic
That's
Park.
what I'm saying. He'd
How
be like
did
the
they not have-
Cyclops Neanderthal that goes wild. He's like a superhuman being, and they're like, we gotta just